The story begins in 1973 Soviet. In the central jail where, a man named Bohemian. He was a prisoner who was jailed about 2 years ago. He saw that Captain Vakils had a very. He was a cruel man who, for his pleasure, used to beat prisoners badly. Bohemian knows about a workshop go where every prisoner dreams of working. Actually, every prisoner who used to watch that workshop. I will serve 2 days of his jail sentence. There were fewer days spent in the workshop as well. While working, the focus remains on the work itself. And the day passed smoothly, and then one day, Vardan called the Bohemian into his office and asked him. He was given a chance to get his sentence reduced. Bohemians wanted to create a team that do what you can by working in the workshop. Double the productivity, and also said that if his team could do double the work. If successful, within a year, the Bohemian it will be released. The warden said he team by choosing any prisoner of your choice. But when the Bohemian said if he wants to choose a prisoner named Chet, the warden flatly refused to do so. Chet was a dangerous killer who had killed people brutally. But when Bohemian said he is very hardworking, if it is necessary for the team, then it's warden. The Bohemian finally agreed and formed a team consisting of Chet Needle, the old master, and prisoners named Cressy included Bohemians. Friends were a little afraid of Chet, so Bohemian explained to them that without talking to Chet, just let her do her thing. Really, Bohemian and Hatcher were very good friends because some time ago Chet saved Bohemian's life. Well, soon his team will start working in the workshop. I reached there and Needle, a guard, started teasing, which made the guard very angry came, but he could not hit the Needle yet. Because they have very important work to do in the workshop. Well, then we see that all the prisoners were preparing to work. After some time the guard came there and gave chocolates to everyone. Because his wife gave birth to a boy had given, but later the captain told the guard. Warning by keeping distance from prisoners asked to keep because among them and animals no difference, although they thought that the guard if he is soft then he will be eaten raw. On the other hand, the troubles of the Bohemian team it had started when the hat started the machine. The captain refused to the Bohemian. When signaled, he went to Chet and then Chet told him that there was a pigeon in the machine. Now, they all worked together to open the machine. Tried, but they don't have enough money for this work. There were no tools, and that's why the captain and the guard were there. Came to see what was going on here, although the pigeon was trapped in the machine, but captain still ordered to start the machine. Then, the captain asked the guard to operate the machine. But as soon as the guard started pressing the button, Chet grabbed him by the neck and said it seemed that until the pigeon was free, the machine will not start at any cost. Only then suddenly, Needle attacked the captain from behind. Made him unconscious, and then Cressy, seeing all this, asked to close the door. The Bohemian became quite nervous because the matter was at hand. Now, the captain and the guard were leaving. Were in his possession, and he was planning further. The Bohemian said that he started thinking about will call the police and tell everything the truth. Chet threatened him that if you do anything, he will kill the captain, to which the captain said angrily that no one will survive at all. Quite frightened, then the Bohemian said that he back to work except for the captain and guard master, and Cersei should also be involved. Agreed with the Bohemian. But Needle knew that if he left the captain, then Bohemian will lose his life again. Tried to get Chet to free the guard, but Chet said that as long as he freed the pigeon, unless this happens, the work will not start. Now the Bohemian machine won't happen again. Tried to open but failed. Hassett said that if this pigeon was killed, so I will kill this guard, too. After hearing this, the captain laughed and said that Chet was a little. Why is there so much fuss about the bird? Then, he made fun of Chet's dead brother. Started blowing, after which Chet got angry. I ran to kill the captain, but then the prisoners somehow calmed him down. The Bohemian knew that only the rest of the jail The guards will be there soon. That's why he made a plan to kill the captain, and the guards will be released so that in return, we can go back to jail safely, but only for a little while. Then the guards came and started knocking on the door. The captain shouted and told them the whole situation. The Bohemian gave his word by going to the door. At some point, the guards closed the door from outside, started opening it, and then sat in a guard car. The older man went there to call the other guards. The master said that he would go out and meet the guard. "We'll talk," then he will raise his hand and open the door. When he came out, a guard fired a gun at him. Then suddenly, without any reason, the guard, as soon as he started talking, he fired a shot, which killed the master. Died on the spot. When the Bohemian and his friends came to know about this, the Bohemian broke the control unit in anger. Due to this, the door closed again, and then after some time, the jail warden and ambulance arrived. Gay warden said that she would talk to those prisoners. Vardan wants to solve the matter by tried to send the police away so that the prisoners do not take any wrong steps out of fear, but the police chief is ready to move from there. There was no group of prisoners inside. They were stuck and couldn't understand anything. He was wondering what to do. Then the Bohemian asked captain, gave them water and told them to take the door. "Surrender yourself to the police," but Circe said that the same for all of them. What will happen to the old master then? Only Chat also threatened that if anyone opens the door, then the guard and will kill the captain and then his own. See you guys. Everyone finally understood that if they want to escape this trouble alive, so they have to get that pigeon out alive here. The police chief told the warden that he is given 1 hour to complete the matter. It has to be solved. Otherwise, the police will use force. We will have to enter inside. Then Vardan said talked to prisoners through the microphone and told him, "Brother, look at the captain and the guard. Leave it alone, it's in your best interest." Warden tried to convince them that nothing will be done to them, and this act then we will forget it as just a mistake. The Bohemian once again opened the machine. Thought of trying and also the captain freed Chet from the chains by taking the key from gave it when Needle protested. The Bohemian said that freeing the pigeon opened the door and handed himself over to the police. "We'll do this from now on." Between Needle and Bohemian, hand pie started with Needle. A tool Chet was about to take Bohemian's life, picked him up from behind and threw him against the wall. After that, they all started opening the machine and then chatted. With the force of his arms, in a short time opened the lid, but still one more layer had yet to take off. They saw that the pigeon was also alive. Then the Bohemian asked Hatch that he tried so hard to save a pigeon, why is he giving? Then Chet told him that he has nightmares every day in which he is buried alive in the grave, screams badly, but in the end, the same thing. Now he dies because of his knees. He sees himself in this pigeon, and I don't know why it seemed that if this pigeon would survive if he goes, then perhaps he will be saved, too. The nightmares will stop. Well, then Bohemian, when asked for the guards' help in opening the machine, he said that first, they should release the captain. This should be done so that the captain can go out, could tell everything to the police, but Needle him. I was not at all ready to leave, and then suddenly, he attacked the captain with a stick. The Bohemian explained to the guard that, "Brother, see, if we left it to the captain, then you will also be killed with us, because bullets to save you the government will not reject the use again." The Bohemians also chained the guards. When threatened to tie him, he came to help. The police captain agreed outside, and the warden was wondering how to handle this matter. Be resolved. The warden was convinced that captain and the guard is still alive here in the workshop. Circe and the guard, a tool from the other room, Cressy, went to pick him up and said that from the beginning he wasn't a bad man, but one night ruined him. Chet's brother ruined my life that night. Had a wedding and drank too much. When Hatch's brother asked him to stop drunk, Hatch killed his brother. When his father tried to stop him, Hatch took his life, too. After some time, when he came to his senses, he repented, and then, all the prisoners were handed over to the police. Started trying to open the machine and then came out. Verdun to speak. Bohemian called at the door. Actually, for their time, an hour had passed, but the Bohemian said they had to get the pigeon out alive. It will take another hour for Verdana. When I talked to the captain, who was tied inside, he said that there is no pigeon here. And these prisoners are just looking for a chance to escape. Well, then Warden said he had 60 to release the captain and guard minutes more, and then Verdun reminds Bohemians. Told me why their brother was messing with himself with life. I told you about that workshop. Here, within a year after the completion of the work will do it to you, but when the other prisoners. When he heard this, he got very angry. Because it meant that the Bohemian used them to your advantage. Seeing this, the captain started laughing out loud. Felt, and Bohemian punched him. Then he started to release the captain and Needle. When the Bohemian opposed him, he said that they will release only the captain and the guard. Then, when he came out with the captain, suddenly the police chief opened fire on them. Now Bohemian immediately brought the captain back inside, and the matter got worse again. The warden was outside here. Angry police chief punched in the face. On being hit, the chief said, "What happened, brother? Their time is up, take out. Our soldier needs a truck only." Then many soldiers arrived on the other side. Prisoner punching a hole in the lid of the machine. Were successful. Then the Bohemians added they're trying to pull out a pigeon with one's hand, but the needle did not touch him. Also, cut the lid with the help of a grinder. Tried but to no avail. Eventually, they decided to drill another hole. But they did not have the necessary tools. Then, the Bohemian asked the captain about the tools. Took the key to the room, and there were soldiers outside. Preparations to attack the workshop. The prisoner inside had made iron with the welding machine. They were engaged in melting, but they had to operate the machine. The captain did not come to help them. Then here comes Captain, the ironclad soldier. Prepared to explode a bomb at the door. Eventually, the prisoners managed to open the machine. But that pigeon will not fly from there. Then, the captain took out his gun. Turned on the prisoners, but suddenly Chet jumped and grabbed him by the neck, and then Chet brutally killed him by crushing his head, and this seeing the guard, he started roaming around. After this, Chet took out the pigeon and cleaned it with water, and then suddenly, the door. But there was a huge explosion and many soldiers went inside. All the prisoners who entered lay down on the ground in fear, but Chet stood up and released the pigeon into the air. Then, the police chief decided to open fire. Gave orders and hatched. After this incident died on the spot, but the rest of the prisoners did. Pigeon getting free while lying on the ground. The police chief started celebrating them. 2 tried to kill, but the guard from behind. The guard stopped him and lied. Hatcher had kept them all captive, and due to this, prisoners are returned without any punishment. Bohemian and his team were sent to jail. Chet became the hero and the pigeon. The purpose of Chet's life was fulfilled as soon as he was freed. If it's done and he passes away, what do you think? Say Hat definitely corrected it in the comments. Let me know. See you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.